I'll just solve this, but the first thing we notice is that we do have these parentheses, so that means that we will need to use some distribution. Remembering that distribution is multiplication. So with distributing this, it's -2, so I have -2 first times -4. Now that comes out as +8, so I'm just going to show it as 8. And then I'll distribute the -2 to the 4x. So again, that's -2 groups of 4x's, -2 times 4x, which is -8x. So that's all the distribution we see. And I think some of you may have done this step already, but on the right side of the equal sign, we had 8 minus 8, and those are like terms that can be combined. It's just 8 minus 8 is 0, and some students tend to struggle with that because it ends up being 0. That's okay. It's okay if it's 0. So our new equation, 8 minus 8x equals 0. A little bit smaller, a little bit more simplified, but the process is still the same. We did distribution, we did combining like terms. Now we're ready to combine, to use principles of equality rather. So we have this -8x. It's nice, it's there. We'd like to isolate it though, so we don't want anything with it, meaning that 8 there in the front. So I'm gonna have to zero that out by subtracting 8. So I get rid of it by making it a 0, because 8 minus 8 does equal 0. Again, that allows me to drop my -8x's, which equals 0 minus 8, which is -8. Last thing I'm going to do here is I want the coefficient of x to be a 1, not a -8 like it is right now. So in order to make that a 1, I'll take that -8 and divide it by itself, -8. Okay, but it is a principle of equality. So if I do it to one side, I'll need to make sure that I do it to the other side as well. -8 divided by -8. And when I do that, -8 divided by -8, you can put that in the calculator if you need, but you should get 1 on this. Okay, so I go back to the original problem now. I say if I take this x and I replace it with a 1, will this give me a true statement? Well, on the right side, we already know that 8 minus 8 is 0, so that's fine. But what about the left side? So in my calculator, I got -2 parentheses, -4 plus 4 times 1, close parentheses. And when I push enter, I should expect to see 0, and I do. So I got 0 equals 0, that's true. And since I know it's true now, I can box this in knowing that that's my solution.